Wow! Wow! Congratulations, JB dragmotoxboss community! Wow, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna refresh this thing in OBS that shows my YouTube channel, this browser source, and see if I actually hit another sub. And I did get another sub. What are the odds? Anyway, subscribe to JB dragmotoxboss. It's free, easy, and you can always unsubscribe anytime. My goal is 700 subscribers by Halloween. If I get it 700 subscribers before or after the deadline, I will do a Lumber Tycoon 2 collab with other Lumber Tycoon 2 YouTubers. And we will do a fun Lumber Tycoon 2 challenge involving trees in Lumber Tycoon 2. So subscribe. Alright, you guys have waited long enough. Unless you're watching this, like, 10 years from now, and you're like, ha, losers, you guys watched the last video not too long after it came out, and you had to wait for the video after that to hear the information. JB left you at a cliffhanger, while there's me sitting here 10 years from now watching this, the last and this JB dragmotoxboss video, and all I had to do is click on the next video. I didn't have to wait. If this is your first ever JB dragmotoxboss video, I am so sorry. You are probably confused as heck right now. Let me explain. So I was talking about the Watershed team, and there's one more thing I wanted to say about it, and I said, you guys can hear it in the next episode. So are you guys ready to hear it? Alright. It's not even that much of interesting information. Oh my gosh, now I feel bad for hyping it up like that, because it's not even that, now that I think of it, it's not even that important. Alls I was gonna say, and alls that I hyped up over, is that in the Watershed team, I guess it is a little interesting. In the Watershed team, well, the bike ride trip specifically, only 4 people showed up to that trip that also showed up to that trip last year, alright? Myself, my chaperone, actually there was a different chaperone who went on the bike ride trip last year, so it wasn't the chaperone who was number 2. Literally everyone on the Watershed team was not on the Watershed team last year, and everyone on the Watershed team last year is not on the Watershed team this year, alright? Just me, alright? So there's me. I did see a chaperone to another Watershed team from another school who I saw at last year's bike ride trip, so there's that person. The lady who's in charge of everything, that's an obvious, alright? And then, also, a helper of the lady who is in charge of everything also came to this bike ride trip. And also was at last year's bike ride trip. Actually, maybe 5, because I think there's another person who's in that, like, organization. Like, who's another assistant to the main lady. Who was at the bike ride trip last year, who was at the bike ride trip this year, alright? But it's just a little crazy to think, like, what? Like, try to think of, like, you know, like, there could be so many people that went there. Like, last year, there's, like, 20 to 30 people. This year, maybe there was 40 to 50 people. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. These are just rough estimates. And only 5 of us came last year and this year. That's just a little nuts to think about. That's a little crazy to think about. That's like a shower thought or something. Like, do you know how crazy that sounds? I was basically the only kid there who was at last year's bike ride trip. That's a little nuts to think about. That's crazy. Now, there's a person who graduated high school last year, who was in the Watershed team, and apparently he had been in the Watershed team previous years. So I'll bet that if he was only in 11th grade last year and is in 12th grade this year, I'll bet that he would have shown up. And then I'll bet that it would be 6 people. Although then there's that thing of where I'm only going to some Watershed trips because there's 8 people in the Watershed team now, and only 5 of the 8 people are going to go per time, alright? So then, you know, maybe one of us would not end up going. Okay, I'm thinking way too hard about this. This is an example of overthinking, but here's the thing. It's okay if I can overthink about this, alright? Because it's not that important. Although, in my overthink, like, don't overthink about everything life lesson video, I told you not to overthink about important stuff that are simple. Like, talking to a girl that you have a crush on. Or, what was my other example? Oh, employer, like, giving your best impression to your employer. It's just kind of simple. Don't overthink it or else you'll screw up and look like a fool. You'll look like a fool. And you'll also look like a fool if you tell your employer to subscribe to dragmotoxboss at your interview. That is the worst mistake you could ever make. What the heck? But you know what's even worse? You know what's even worse? If you tell a girl that you have a crush on a week after you guys started talking about my channel. That is the worst mistake you could ever make. You'll basically end up sabotaging, jeopardizing your chances at being able to date that girl at all. She'll think you're crazy for watching me. Reason why? Well, it's because what I'm doing right now. That's the reason. Screaming. See? I make weird noises too. Goodness gracious, you screwed up! You screwed up! If you guys catch any funny moments like this one, actually, I might just end up timestamping that funny moment that I just did. But if I don't end up timestamping, somebody please go timestamp when that funny moment starts, alright? Because that is considered a Best of GB dragmotoxboss 2022 moment, alright? So go, timestamp it, and if you catch any other funny moments, timestamp them. It'll be way easier, and it'll help make sure that I can get all the Best of GB dragmotoxboss 2022 moments. Thanks. Also, dig into live streams, too, and comment funny moments in live streams. Anyways, this subject isn't going to take long to talk about. The Friday Night Funkin' community. Well, I guess I'm not a part of it since they didn't make a mod, but maybe I am because I play mods and stuff. But last school year, I was playing a lot of FNF. And then, like, when summer came, I kind of backed away from FNF because I was doing a lot, like, stream up season and stuff. And I was playing Lumber Tycoon 2, and I was hanging out with my friends. I was playing Piggy and stuff like that. And, you know, other Roblox games. Lumber Tycoon 2 Remastered, I played some of that sometimes, too. And I kind of just took a break from FNF. And I guess I'm sort of back into the community a little bit. I did start listening to some FNF songs again. I mean, I always consistently listen to FNF songs throughout the summer. But, like, only the same bunch. All right? And I never really, like, discovered new mods too much, or like checked out Community Games channel. Then on October 1st, Versus Dave and Bambi 3.0 was released, and then also Hypno's Lullaby version 2, well, Hypno's Lullaby 2.0 was released as well. Well, the build anyway, that mod got canceled. By the way, cursing and inappropriate talk in those mods, or at least a possibility, so just beware. But anyways, I feel like I sort of reconnected with the community a little bit. Actually, I never played the Hypno's Lullaby one. I can't get it like downloaded and playable or something. I have to figure out how to do that. There's something wrong with that. But anyways, I sort of came back into the FNF community just like a little bit. But I wouldn't consider myself as back as I was before. I kind of shifted away from it. Alright? Now, Friday Night Funkin', the base game. Yes, I will play it once that thing gets updated. I'm kind of excited to see what it is. What the frick? That looked like it was one of my friends, and like it looked like this. Like, not E, specifically, but it looked like a speech bubble. What the heck? I'm going crazy! This private server is on no friends allowed. Just I can join this. Because it got a little chaotic that, like, sometimes a lot of people would join and then it would lag out the server. Don't worry. I got my second private server for my friends and fans to go on to, alright? Sometimes I set too high of expectations for myself. Yesterday, I was, like, I spent a whole 3 hours of where I could have been stocking up, but I didn't. Because I was just watching YouTube and I didn't have the motivation. Because I was kind of burnt out, but I felt really bad. But then eventually, I was like, you know what? I don't really care as much. Because, you know, I did stock up 10 truckloads the day before. And, well, that's all I could really do. And the day before that, that's all I could really do the day before that as well. Because I was busy. Those 2 days, yesterday wasn't really that busy, alright? And I could have stocked up more, but, you know, I really don't care about that anymore. You know, I'm like, no, I gotta be real here, alright? I am overambitious, and I set too high of goals when it comes to stocking up in this game. Most people would, like, look at this base right here, right now, and they would call it a lot, and they'd be like, dang, that boy's gone crazy. What is he doing with his life? Like, just that. In fact, Gojo if Gojo came into the game right now, which is not possible because joining's off, like I just said, if he came into the game and saw this, he'd be like, do you smell bread? Like, anyone. Like, 99% of Lumber Tycoon 2 players. Oh my lord, what are these pumpkins doing? 99% of Lumber Tycoon 2 players, alright? And the 1%, are the 1%, you guys make up part of that 1% because you guys know me and know how much I stock up. Anyways, 99% of people in Lumber Tycoon 2, play Lumber Tycoon 2 basically, will look at this stock of season pile and they'll be like, oh geez, that's a lot. Now to me, and to some of my community members, that's nothing! That is nothing! If that's all I stocked up in October, I'll be ashamed of myself. I wouldn't even go to school! I wouldn't even do YouTube. I'd be like, nope, I'm done. No. In fact, I would stock up more than that, even in college! Like, I know I'd be busier in college, but I would just take extra free time out. Like, I just make effort to stock up more because of how devoted I am to stocking up.